Well, a new day, a new name, but the same two old dudes doing it. Here's Sherman Huff, Spanish Cove, with today's retirement.
Yeah,
Welcome to a Tuesday.
No, not about your retirement, but today's retirement. Gosh, new logo and everything.
Yeah, nice to have the weekends off now.
It is. It is.
Well, let's start a Tuesday segment with a series on the pros and cons of purchasing long-term care insurance.
Okay. Well, let's start off, Ed, by defining what long-term care insurance is. And the name came from, when it was developed many years ago, about the only thing it covered was long-term care, which is nursing home care, because we didn't have assisted living and home health and those type of things available. Now, today, the new policies, most of them will cover both home health and long-term care, as well as the nursing home.
What are the chances that an individual will need nursing home care?
You know, they're really pretty small, Ed. When you look at the latest statistics, about 43% of us will need nursing home care at some time in our lives. Most of us will not need it till after age 75, and most of us will spend a year or less, although the average time frame is about 3 to 5 years. And so you can look at that and say, well, why should I even buy long-term care insurance if the chances are that slim? The problem is, it's kind of like, I would guess, I haven't seen statistics, but I bet the chances of my home being blown away by a tornado is less than 43%, and yet if you get hit with that, that's a pretty substantial hit to your estate. And the same thing with long-term care. If you wind up spending 4 or 5 years in there, it can really hurt you. And then there's always a chance, especially even younger people, Ed, that they could have an auto accident or some type of condition and wind up in there for a long period of time.
So it's the Vice President's youngest son.
Yeah,
his 40s had a stroke.
So it's just kind of a risk type deal. You have to decide, am I willing to run the risk or not?
Well, will this insurance cover all the costs of nursing home care?
It can, and it depends on how much you want to pay for it. Policies, you have to sit down and look at what you can afford and what you can't afford, and later on in this series we'll talk about whether you're even in an income bracket that you should purchase it or not purchase it or that sort of thing. But the more coverage you want, the more it costs. If you want it to cover $250 a day, that's going to cost you more than $100 a day. If you want that to escalate to cover for inflation, that's going to cost you more. You can get just on most of them something like a 5% per year, which doesn't cost that much, so you raise that 100 to 105 and then 110. But if you want that compounded, that's going to cost a lot more. If you want lifetime coverage, and I've even understood that some insurance companies are no longer offering lifetime coverage, but lifetime coverage is going to cost more than if you get it for 4 years. Most people would recommend you at least buy it for a 4-year period, because that is at least the average stay.
Well, we'll start breaking down